You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. How are my paranormal peeps doing? Well, I'm Eric Vanderlaan. I'm your host and team leader of War Party Paranormal. And right over here.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Del Coro. I'm an investigator and tech specialist with War Party Paranormal and the co-host of the War Party Paranormal Radio Show. And we got an awesome show for you guys tonight. I'm going to let Eric tell you what we're getting into.
Yeah, we do. We got a great show. We're actually going to, most of you people already know them, but we got some new team members. Actually, pretty soon they're not going to be too new. But we have Steven and Mela from Black Smoke Paranormal. They're our newest team members on War Party Paranormal. So we decided to bring them on the show and announce it and tell everyone about it and talk about, their background in the paranormal. And actually, they've been doing some YouTubing. And they just dropped a new video, part 1 and 2. So I think I'm going to start out with that, with the intro. What do you think, Mike?
Sure, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Bam.
Yeah, none of those devices have gone off. Oh, is that you walking around? Holy shit, man. Dude, look at the hairs, man. They're standing.
Turn it off.
It just said he's coming for a while. What?
It's a gentleman who hung himself here.
He's laughing.
Oh my god, babe.
It's a gentleman who hung himself here.
That's some good ass EVPs, right?
Yeah, that was good. That
Yeah.
goodbye one at the end there was pretty wild. I like that.
Yeah, that's very cool, man. I got to use my ST25 more often if that's what he was using. But without further ado, we'll bring him on right now. Bam.
Right
Hey!
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
What's up, everyone?
Thanks for coming on. All right, everybody. So Steven and Mela, welcome to the show. And welcome to War Party Paranormal. I mean, you guys have been on the team for a while, but you're still newbies there.
Yeah.
And so the video that you guys just recently have on your YouTube video, where was that from?
That was at the old Bleckley County Jail in Cochran, Georgia.
Cochran, Georgia.
Yeah, they just opened for investigations.
They probably don't even have a traffic light in that town, right?
Barely
They
any.
have like two.
Yeah, that
Oh,
whole
really?
little town is super cool little town.
There's
And how old's
actually
the jail?
Yvette. She investigated. She's on the chat. She investigated also the Blackie.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some wild EVPs. What? And that episode now is out on your YouTube right now, so people can go check it out.
YouTube.
So they just have to search Black Smoke Paranormal, and boom, there it is.
Black Smoke Paranormal, you'll see it there. The old Bleckley County Jail Part 2.
Perfect.
All right,
perfect.
awesome.
Yeah,
And tell us a little bit about the background, the history, what's going on there.
Well,
kind of
that jail was opened in 1915. And
wow.
and I'm not sure how long it ran. It ran for a while. At one point it was like a single building in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually they added something around like the 60s. They said a bigger cell block in the back, but before it was
the 90s,
the 90s, and then before it was like 1915. The what do they call those people from the jail? The warden of the jail and his family lived there with the inmates, and a part of the jail, like where the cells were, was taken out, and after it closed, it stayed abandoned for years before the city got it to use it as
the inspection,
the city inspector's office.
Oh wow.
So they had people actually working in there.
Oh wow. And
all the history from the jail is lost. The owners
really
there's nothing online. There's nothing on like public records.
Was it a hanging jail?
Yeah. It was a hanging jail.
Hung people there?
Yeah. The bar on the roof and the holes in the room in the corner.
There's no like written evidence that there was hangings there. But from what I understand, the jailer that was in the comments, she said that one of the original wardens there, he wrote a memoir the whole time he worked there. So a lot of the information on that jail is gonna be in there. They need to go like to the historical society and get it. But there's no concrete. We got a couple answers on like the S box and stuff. Like pertaining to hangings, answers. We got 17 twice from what I believe. But nothing is. There's nothing in writing.
The
there.
S box was crazy in that place, but the vibe itself, oh my god, that's never
smacks
happened.
You in the face.
Yeah, that's
I can imagine. A lot of these old jails, they hold so much, energy because of, just think about it, right? You're locked up, you're in this jail, all these different things, and the emotions and the stuff that's going on, and you're being held against your will. So, a lot of people not very happy in there, so that kind of resonates. Mela and Steve, why don't you give us a little bit of background before you met us? Like what kind of got you into the paranormal and got you interested in seeking these things and exploring?
Being crazy like us. Those are my peeps.
We're all a little crazy.
Yeah. She had like her own things when she was younger that she went through, but they really got us said, hey, I want to do this. Was we would go every October, every year we would go on like trips, and we would take like tours everywhere. It started off just little ghost tours, and then it was like investigation tours, and we went to I never believed it till we went to Savannah, Georgia, that I actually saw, and this was before me knowing anything about this. I went in there to do an Estes, and I put my camera. I was just like, fuck it, let me, so I could see it after. And I actually heard him say, hey, go up to him, please, and as loud as you can, say his name. His name is Steven. And a second after he did that, I was in a whole different room in the basement. I was in the back by that tunnel, the Prohibition tunnel on the bottom, and they were in another room.
Oh, it was Moon River.
Moon River Brewing.
Yeah. And the day before we did the Savannah Theater. So he was already kind of hooked. And then we did Moon River the next day. And that's where
Mela's like, what the crap are you getting me into? Right?
Yeah.
No. I loved it. But since he wasn't 100% into it, I'm not going to force him to be into something he didn't want to be, You
were the instigator in the paranormal?
Oh, 100%. Even dives, it's 0 to 100 with him. So when that happened, it was okay, we're going to investigate all of everything.
That shit blew my mind, dude, honestly.
I think that's how everybody gets into it, though. When something personally happens to you that you can't explain, or you try to tell somebody and they don't get it, and then you're like,
dude. And I still, after that, and till this day, I was there is that chance that you get radio bleed through, and I know it sounds crazy, but the chance, man, I'm hardcore. I literally change the batteries on everything I have, and I'll set up REM pods in my house before I leave, just so when I get there and it does go off, I don't say it's the batteries.
Yeah,
bro, I'm bad. I'll hear a noise and I'll just spend hours trying to figure out, and it's hard to say, but I still have my doubts. You know, even
No, you
Yeah.
gotta be open minded, but you can't be so open minded that your brains fall out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you
yeah,
gotta look at it, and that's what makes a good investigator. Is you gotta look at not everything is paranormal, and you got to try to debunk it. We do the same, obviously.
Mhm.
And if we come across something that we debunk, we take it out of or we won't put it in the video, of evidence or anything like that. That's the right way to be. I do the same.
Even when something does happen, like I got into this as a skeptic, I'm like, come on, did that really happen? And then like it doesn't hit me till like a few days later. I'm like, holy shit, that
yeah.
did happen.
Crazy.
Like I
It's
don't know,
like
like most recently that shadow figure I saw at Gold Coast, it was just like wild, arms and legs and everything, and during the day. So
we
I was
went
like,
to Central State Hospital. Man, I'm not sensitive and I don't hear nothing. I don't see nothing.
Yeah, I'm the
Like
same way.
people be like, "Oh, you saw
yeah.
it?" I'll be like, "Nah, man, I didn't see anything, dude. I
Mhm.
didn't hear nothing." Like, and this trip is great. 5 minutes into Central State Hospital, we go into like it's called
Where's that
North
at?
Central State, Milledgeville, Georgia.
Oh,
It,
okay.
like the shit that went down there is beyond insane, man. Like one of the worst I've heard
Mhm.
in those kind of asylum places.
It's like 200 buildings, and they're like 80%
over
of them.
600 acres.
Yeah, and 80% of it is all abandoned, but they don't let nobody investigate.
So we went in there and I'm talking about like 5-10 minutes of walking into the building. Like it's hard to like you don't just see this and then stare at it and it's there staring back at you. Like I kind of like from my experience that time, this is the first time this has ever happened to me. And like saw it in the corner of my eye, and when I went back, it wasn't there. But the guy was just standing at long down the hall, like
Yeah.
with arms crossed in front of his area there. And
Yeah.
and I was actually taking an EVP at the time, and I choked. And we have it on video. I was like, and she's like, "What the fuck? What's wrong with you?" And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to mess up the EVP. I didn't say nothing. And the moment I turned it off, I was like, "Dude, I just saw somebody over there." You know, it
And
was
It's wild.
you just like walked in, like, or
We
is
were
it
invited
open?
in.
no, they
Oh,
invited.
okay. Okay.
They
And how
told
do you
us
find out? Like,
gates were wide. No. But on a serious note, park everything was open. Just
Yeah.
there was
the
no signs
security.
or anything, right?
No,
No, there's no sign.
And you're
The
welcome to come in.
security. This was after.
No
For real,
signs, doors
legit.
open.
This was after the security gave us a tour.
Yeah. We became friends
Oh,
with
okay.
the security.
Took us
There you
to a
go. So you had backup.
cemetery. Yeah, took us to a bunch of buildings, and he was.
So
really
how do
nice.
you find out about these places that I never even heard of?
I just like a mad
0 to
research.
100.
You're a
psychopathic
historian.
research. We actually found another little jail too, and that thing,
yeah.
that thing, the activity in there was crazy. But and then we find out after that thing
Mhm.
closed. It opened in 1876, closed in like 1920 to solely become a hanging building,
Yeah.
an
Oh, really?
execution building,
Execute. Yeah, but it's tiny. Like it
like
closed.
one of those medieval type jails.
Yeah, it closed in 1970. It's like
Mhm.
untouched, and we were in there, and we went on live, and we got like it was pretty good, but it's super little. Like
And
now,
there's a fire station next door, and
Yeah.
they're the ones that let us in.
yeah, they let us in. The firefighters
Oh,
are
very cool.
go in, the door's open.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of these
top for you.
places, once they realize that you're not kids screwing around and gonna hurt
Yeah.
yourself or something like that, if you're
Yeah.
investigating, you tell them like, "Hey, we're just gonna go check it out. We're investigating paranormal, whatever." A lot of times they're like, "All
We're gonna
right,
do some Santeria shit.
No.
Nah, that place was really. You
I
could
don't-
tell that a lot of people haven't been in there because a lot of the paperwork was still there. The tables were on. I didn't see one piece of graffiti in there.
It's so weird. Like these state-run places, like when they abandon, they just leave everything there. Like get up and leave, and bam,
That
that's the
doesn't
end of
happen
it.
down here.
Yeah,
Belglade was like that. The Belglade Correctional Facility. I went and investigated the outside part where like the guards' quarters were, and they had like a gym, they had offices, they had bedrooms, and like all the like gym equipment was there. Like
Yeah.
it was
Did you
like
go
a
for
treadmill and weights.
Did you do a spinning class while you were there?
I should have. Yeah, I probably would stir shit up, right?
It's like
Yeah, some dust.
the gym was there.
Stopped, had a little workout, doing EVP. No, it's kind of like reminds me of like Ledgeworth Village, like, you know, up in New York, where I went not too long ago with Joe, and yeah, there's still paperwork and stuff on the ground, like patient files and stuff. It's crazy.
I'm gonna build like a an EMF pump, and I'm gonna hook it up to like one of those stationary bikes, and then like the harder you pedal, the more energy it pumps.
You around.
There you go, and I'll wheel you around.
I'll wear like a Richard Simmons type outfit.
Great, dude.
I'll stir things up.
Like the Borat bathing suit, you should wear that.
Borat.
Those EVPs you guys got with Joe at Letchworth Village were insane too. Man.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah.
That was probably one of the craziest things that I ever.
When did you guys start investigating?
Like a year?
Probably around the time that we opened the page. We like probably maybe like a year, like investigating buying stuff around the time that we opened the page.
Yeah.
But everything we did before was like on our own, not really into it like that, you know.
Yeah, I wish you guys would have seen the Belglade Correctional Facility. That place would have blown your mind away.
I would have. I don't know if you remember, but I used to go to the Chrome Insane Asylum, but it was really like, you remember that?
Oh, it's nothing but cement slab. It's all completely gone.
Yeah, but we used to
missile base.
Asylum. I used to like dare, like we would go at night.
I used to play paintball there. Dude.
Right, I was just gonna say that. Right.
Yeah. On the 4-wheelers.
Yeah,
you guys are down in Homestead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're way down.
But there's a lot of places down there. I think there's like an old school there. I heard this activity. I can't remember the name.
It's a university now.
Yeah,
it's like next to like the newer school. It's like on the corner.
She actually knows the people that were renovating the building, and him, without knowing that she's into paranormal stuff or nothing, told her that he was renovating a building and they had to leave because of the stuff that was happening to them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The guy that works there, he's not even into that. Like, this is a normal guy, man. He's like, yo, we had to stop working on that building because
it's like a college now,
it's
or
a college
something
now.
Like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of old decrepit buildings around there. I always see. Like whenever I drive by, I'm like, that's got to be haunted.
A lot of it is being used, like the railroad, what was it?
Across from Hotel Redlands?
Oh.
No, the one of those like Henry Flagler railroad stations, one of those.
Yeah, but that got sold.
It was there abandoned for years, and when we went to go check it out, they're turning it into a mechanic shop.
Oh, okay.
That's what happens with everything in Florida because the property value.
Oh my God, that's exactly what I was telling the guys up in Georgia, because they're like, "Oh, you guys have a lot of stuff," and I was like, "Yeah, no, like they find a reason to make something out of whatever is historic. They'll use it."
Exactly, because the property value, you know, so they just anything becomes abandoned for a while, they want it, you know, they tear it down, build something.
Yeah.
Which sucks for a lot of the history, you know, but hey, what are you gonna do?
That Anderson General Store, like I've driven by that since I was in high school.
Yeah, me too.
I think it was open, and I was never in the paranormal then, but whenever
I would have never thought, you know, but
it used to be a brothel upstairs like years ago. But like I went there, I don't know, maybe this was like
when it was a brothel?
No, I'm not that old.
He's like, it was a brothel. I went there.
We went.
No, I went there like 8 years ago, and maybe like 9 years ago, and it was all fenced off. And there's like a little store like next to it. I don't know if it's like a store, but I parked there, and we start walking around like taking pictures. And before I knew it, there's a tow truck coming after my car.
Really?
So there's a lady across the street selling fruit. I think like kiwis or something like that. And she was like an old Spanish lady, like, ven para acá, park your car over here. So I like,
she was helping you.
Yeah, she's like, park your car over here across the street. They won't tell you.
Right across is the school. It was a school.
The first school
okay.
across the street.
Yeah, it has the same colors as the Anderson. Yeah, it's the school.
I never realized that.
Check this out. We went there with a medium, didn't tell him a thing about it.
Mhm.
And it was like, I had never done that like in person. I've seen it, but like it was insane how spot on that guy was. Said exactly like that he came to do this, to
Mhm.
do that. These situations happen, but what stood out the most about everything he said is that he says there's slaves in there.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, he says like
Well,
there's
that Anderson store, I mean, it was very decrepit. It looked like if you blew on it, it would fall apart, and the whole inside was gutted. Is the school like that as well across the street?
No,
No,
people
it's a
live
house
there.
now.
It's a house.
Fully
Oh,
remodeled,
really?
beautiful house. Yeah.
Well, it's historic. It has like the little historic plaque and stuff. But yeah, people live there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that place, I mean, it's got a vibe. That place definitely has a vibe. I love the Anderson. My brother actually lived on that same block, so I would
Oh,
drive
yeah.
all the time. Yeah, years and years ago, and I would always look at it like at night because it's a stop sign, it's a four-way, and I would stop and I was like,
Mhm.
oh shit, like because I
It's
love
definitely creepy looking, that's for sure.
yes at night. I love the whole paranormal, but I am scared.
You didn't. You'll see when you guys watch that video. At the end of the investigation, this girl standing with a lantern in one hand and a flashlight in the other, like this.
I'm like, where's the head flashlight? Like, oh, where's the head flashlight? Oh no, I'm terrified. And like when we've gone with Jen and Mondo, if I
Mhm.
see that Jen gets scared, oh, I'm like extra scared because
Yeah,
she's
tough.
tough. So
And Mela, how did you get into the paranormal? Did you ever have an experience?
well, I think my mom is on.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Be careful what you say.
The experience.
My mom is the experience.
We got to go to that Santero guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Take me along. I'll be there.
Yeah, my stepdad came in and just caused havoc. He was he basically was like, "Oh, this is yours now," and I was like, "Yeah," but it was Santeria. Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, you
Really?
guys went to Aerojet. I don't know if like you went to the one building where I don't know what the significant was, but I figured it was like Black Magic, Santeria. But one of the buildings had these beanie babies, but they were like Dora the Explorer beanie babies. And I
Wow.
don't know, there was like 6 of them, but they were all
And they were all over.
strategically placed, like all over the. I don't know if that meant something.
No,
That was
it's
some type of
Dude, I
symbol.
saw a video. Did you see the
Probably
video
like
of the guy that went? Like he went snake hunting
Yeah.
and he found all these little dolls with red crosses on their heads.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like, man,
Yeah.
what? And I saw that the day before we went with Joe and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
this is fucking crazy, dude.
so
Well,
Well,
I
that's
think. Go
That's
ahead.
how Eric found it.
I
Yeah.
found I was watching one of those python hunting shows, and they were going to like a prime spot to catch pythons, and they were driving to this rocket facility abandoned, and they were saying, and on top of that, like weird stuff happens there. They say it's haunted. So I'm like, oh, I got to check
Lost
that
all
out.
your-
So the first time I went there during the day, and I walked 3 miles up and back, which is
Oh,
freaking
no.
crazy.
Yeah, that's
you work out a
But-
lot.
Yeah, right. Here I am, chain smoking,
Wait,
like
did you
while
hear
I'm
the
walking.
story of us riding bike back from the Aerojet and Steven caused
Oh, there's always a story if you go there.
yeah,
What happened?
He
Dude,
ran into a spider and Joe and Mondo just crashed.
I ran into a massive spider web, hit the brakes. Joe hit me, Mondo hit Joe.
Oh, really?
And
Bro, I
me-
felt so bad, dude. I
Dude,
felt so
me and
bad.
Jenny are like way ahead, and we just hear, "Bah, bah, 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 bah," and I'm like, what just happened? We look back, and it's these 3 guys on
That road's got to be haunted too.
the road.
Yeah, because I don't know if you
Speaking of
there's used to be Tim that was on our team. He went with us the one time, and he like wiped out and fell in the bushes. Like,
I
Well,
had my
somebody
battery
got-
died on my scooter
yeah,
out there.
his
I had to
battery
walk
died on
back.
the scooter. He had to walk his scooter back like 3 miles.
Somebody got killed on that road.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, there was
To the right
a
by the
little
canal.
memorial there. Yeah.
It was a young kid, man.
So back to that room. It's funny because I know the room you're talking about, but that room didn't give me a vibe. It was the room before.
Not the satanic room where all the graffiti is a totally different building away from that one.
Oh, from that. Oh, because I know the big building where you guys captured, like, or I don't know who, the Shadow Man.
No, that wasn't
Mhm.
YouTube.
It wasn't work.
Was
You
it?
know what? You know when you first go in and in the first building you see to the right is where they
Yeah.
have those satanic rooms
Oh, that's the little one though, right?
where they
Oh,
have
no,
the
to right.
door
One,
welded shut, and next you have to get into the other room through the window to get in.
Yes, the corner room is shut. Like you can't get in. It's all
Yeah. Well, the building I'm talking about is you have to go like maybe like I don't know, maybe a quarter mile down, and there's another building that had weird stuff in there.
We went to like the first 3.
Yeah.
We didn't go too far back.
But where the big opening is at, that room is at, the shut room. That room, whatever, it's creepy. I mean, it looks creepy at night, and you're there. But the room before that, like that middle room, was the room where I was like, okay, like something happened here, you know? One? Yeah, like that room that we
the mattress is in, right? Like someone was sleeping
the one
there?
Next to it.
Yeah,
okay.
Like the central one.
Yeah, and that room, I was like, dude, like this, and I'm like, I'm a little shy and like saying things like that, you know. I don't want to sound like, you know.
I'm shy like the ghosts.
No, I'm shy.
The EVPs there were insane, bro.
I know, right?
Stop, man.
We're getting disembodied faces, footsteps there. There was something toying with us. We would hear something on one side, go over there, and we had thermal cams.
Oh my God, that's what happened to us with Jen and Mondo and Joe.
That's how it was with us.
Then they go to one side, and then there's another noise on the other
side. And Joe's like a satellite, dude. He hears everything, bro.
I know, right?
Like, catches it all, and I'm there like, well, what do you? I didn't hear nothing, bro.
Use the human REM pod.
Yeah. I told him
like a satellite.
My ST25 gets the best EVPs when that guy is around, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, he has like antennas that pop out when he's investigating out of his head.
He's awesome. I love it. I love it, and I feel safer when it's more people like that.
Yeah. Well, it's not the ghosts that scare me. It's like the people that could be there that scare me, or maybe a python, maybe a skunk ape. Like who knows?
That's my fear. That's what I tell them. I'm like scared of, you know, you're looking and it's
a meth head.
Yeah, a crackhead. They ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but why would a crackhead go 3 miles out and hang out there?
Why did you go 3 miles out and hang out there?
Maybe I'm doing some of that crack.
I mean, why not? It's shelter.
I guess maybe you're so like messed up that like you don't know what's going on and you just like wander down there. I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't know, dude, but there's definitely some sketchy people out there because there was.
We were there. There's like these high school kids doing like a military tactical type event there. There's like glow sticks all over the way. They're on their BMX bikes with rifles strapped on their back.
You never know what you're gonna see out there.
No, and the bugs. It's funny because Haunting Angels just mentioned it in the video. I swallowed a bug.
Oh God!
And I'm like, you're on. Maybe like 20 minutes later, I'm like, man, my stomach like doesn't feel right. Like I don't know if it's a vibe or like the bug just didn't sit well in my stomach. And they're trying to do EVPs, and I'm like damn, my stomach like the bug.
This girl messes up all the EVPs, bro.
Well, those mosquitoes are the size of wasps. They're huge.
Yeah, they are, bro. It's crazy.
Bro,
the bugs there, and it wasn't even like full-time summer when we went, was it?
No, it was chilly. It was chilly. Yeah.
Man, I can't imagine.
We went there when it's the 50s and there's bugs.
The Hamilton had roaches.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And we slept there. And Jen and Mondo took like these like spaceship, like 3,000, like it was crazy mattresses, but it was on the floor. Like,
you didn't sleep in the bedrooms downstairs?
We slept in the bedroom
downstairs.
Yeah.
No, there's cockroaches.
They told me don't put it. I was like, I think I'm gonna put a REM pod on the stairs. They're like, bro, don't do it.
The whole
she said
night.
Don't do it. And the moment I put it and I closed the door and I was like, good night. That's when it said.
Well, just an FYI, the plumbing is fixed at the Hamilton jail.
Yeah. I saw her put that on the floor too.
Yeah.
But man, we got a lot of activity at the Hamilton.
I'm not scared. Like I would sleep there. The problem is I'm fat, so like I don't like
something
AC.
happens.
I gotta have AC.
Well,
you know,
the AC in that
Was
room in the
pumping.
front, you'll get up
Yeah.
and turn it off. The AC is
But
really good.
what we
Yeah,
ended up
downstairs is cold.
Yeah.
what we ended up doing was because we took an inflatable mattress, but when I saw the situation, I was like, no, I'm not doing this shit. So we put the inflatable mattress without inflating it on top of that bed. And literally me and Steven were like, I mean, it's two little fat people. We were like, and we slept like mummies. We were like,
Dude, I didn't move on. Like,
don't move. Don't move. Because that bed, I think that bed is from like the 1800s.
Well, James from Cross the Line Paranormal's on the chat, and he was with me at the Hamilton jail. And James, I mean, during the day, it was like an oven because the windows don't open. And this, I mean, there's like no breeze or no nothing.
Oh, you guys were there like, damn, we were there in the day. It wasn't that bad when we went.
It was chilly.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, we went
damn hot.
May.
Yeah,
but we're at that halftime. We're at that halftime mark, right, Mike?
Yeah, that's right. So we just got a little word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
What is up, my paranormal peeps? You may be wondering why we're holding something like these in our hand, and my buddy's going to tell you all about it.
The reason that we have this paranormal equipment in our hand is because we're giving a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, one of our sponsors. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
That's right, and you may have seen some of these equipment on your favorite paranormal TV shows.
Exactly, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
Mike's got that right.
All right, guys, so check them out, and if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild,
not Girls Gone Wild,
Ghost Gone Wild, in your checkout, you'll get a discount on your purchase. Thank you, guys.
Peace. What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease, so hydration is crucial.
Whether you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching, or Bigfoot, Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation, with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their Feel the Difference money-back guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/warparty for their special offer that includes free shipping.
Fuel Up for life.
Hey, Eric, how do we do?
It's awesome.
All right. Well, maybe we should stick to hunting ghosts. I don't know if commercials is our thing.
True that. I don't know if anyone noticed that we changed up one of the commercials.
Yeah, we had to fix it up a little.
We should have done like a giveaway for that. If anyone noticed, was the first one to notice.
Not the audio though, right?
Yeah, yeah. We switched the
Ghost Hunter store.
Yeah, when we're talking,
we redid it last week.
Also, guys, if you are unfamiliar, Eric and I star in a show called The Haunted Files on Paraflix. And our first season is out. The 7 episodes. We're working on filming the second season right now as we speak. I've been editing all night before I got on here. That's why I'm like a little like.
We're gonna have a Halloween special.
Yeah, we will. We're gonna have an awesome Halloween special. And right now is a good time to go check out season 1, catch up before we come out with season 2 here very shortly. And I'm gonna play a trailer for one of the random episodes. I think this is episode number 4, if I believe, Spirits of the South. So check it out.
Clearly an old human skull and then some arm and leg bones.
Martin County Sheriff's deputies, though, did not disturb the site, quickly identifying it as a Native American burial site with the remains of at least 6 people.
gotten EVPs of Native Americans speaking, because we think it's related to these mounds that date back like, I believe, 2,500 years. Spirits.
Just hearing a lot of stuff. All around me in these woods.
And I looked over and I just saw legs walking. And like a torso, there was half a torso there.
Scotty's our mama hen.
That's right.
That's an awesome trailer.
Dude,
Thanks.
that episode was cool.
That was a crazy episode. Yeah, it was wild.
That was cool as hell.
I love
That,
when they show like footage of like, you know, like a news clip or something. I love that.
Yeah, you guys
They got a disembodied voice. Have you guys been to Ortona?
the cemetery?
No.
Yeah. Oh, you got to go. And you know what? We got to go to the other side where the mounds are. That's what's causing all the activity. There's
How
just
did you guys
ancient
find
burial
out about
mounds.
the mounds?
Like what you do in South Georgia. We do a little bit
Just
of
digging.
history and research.
And yeah, these mounds were serpent mounds that dated back to 250 BC.
still there.
No, AD. Sorry.
Yeah.
250 AD.
A lot of people think like the Mayans migrated up north, like even as far up to Georgia, maybe even farther. It's pretty
What's
crazy.
your preference in investigation? Like what type of location? Like jails, hospitals, houses? Like what?
We
what
love
is
it all.
Everything?
Anything. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We
I
don't
mean, I
discriminate.
I personally like asylums and hospitals and things like that because it's just very, very spooky. And I don't get scared like very easily. So that kind of stuff is
They
very
won't
creepy.
do an EVP session in his garage though.
No.
Yeah, no. We're not doing, we're not
I
doing
got scared. I'm teasing.
No, I just don't
Teasing,
want to mess
teasing.
with that stuff in the house.
I'm
You
just
know, that's
teasing.
not scared. That's
I will
just
not
No,
do
it's smart. That's not scared. It's smart.
that. Yeah, no, we're not doing that again.
Yeah. And plus, I don't think Kat would like that either.
No,
It's like
no,
we
she's
ain't-
listening
we
right
ain't playing.
right now, so she'll come out here and beat me with a broomstick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we're in the garage.
Yeah, when he got the EVP, I was at the hair salon and he like called me. He goes, "Don't get mad," and I was like, "What?" He's like, "I'm gonna send you something." And I was like, "Oh shit."
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there might be something here in this house. There's a quick little story I'll tell you guys. So it's not, the whole house is not that old. You know, it's a regular little Florida home. It's probably in the 80s, I think. And it's a rental. But when I moved in, I was like, oh, let me see what's in the attic. You know, I was peeking around in there when one of my buddies, and we found like there was an old tube TV in there from like the 80s, and like there was some luggage stuff that was like left there from the original owners. And then I pulled out
no house research.
right, and I pulled out a big box of paperwork, and I'm getting in trouble. And there was like kids' drawings and different stuff in there, and I started going through it, and then there was like love notes from a wife to like a husband to a wife, and then there was like, it started getting like, then I'm finding like divorce papers, and then like you could see like, then there was like hate mail, like you could see like the progress of like all the stuff, and then there was like records for selling the home, and then this and that, and then I found a letter from one of the children, and it said to God.
Oh,
and I was like, okay. So I opened up the letter, and it said like, dear so and so, why did you have to blow your brains out?
Oh wow.
And it was a child writing this like in crayon, and it was like all this stuff about, I looked and I couldn't find any evidence of anybody killing themselves here in this home, but yeah, it was very spooky stuff.
Maybe it was from another home. Maybe someone saved it.
I don't know, because the addresses were all for here, and the kids' school paperwork was in there, and it's from the school down the street.
Interesting.
So I was like, yeah.
Quarantine that attic in a second, dude. Set up my K2 meters. Let's go.
Well, just down the street, there's a park. We're supposed to see a kid hung himself. Remember?
No,
we
he
went to
did.
that
Not
park?
supposedly, he did.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, there was a kid that hung himself in the park down the street from my
You
house.
could walk from
too.
his house. Yeah.
Your wife said, "Great love this story."
Lovely story. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was pretty spooky. And then when I first got my DR, obviously I had to like make sure it worked, right? So I popped the batteries in it, and I was like messing with it here on my workbench because I'm in the garage and the attic is right above me. And I got a crazy EVP. And then after that, I was like, no, I'm not messing with that in the house.
Oh yeah, no, we're not doing that again. Well, actually, my mom, when I was pregnant with Chanel, she rented a house, and my aunt and my uncle, typical Cubans, they were there visiting, and they were like talking very loud, and the neighbors called the cops, and like 20 cops show up. And I was there and I was like, why so many cops? And he's like, you don't know what happened in this house? And I was like, what? He goes, a year ago, it was a murder suicide. And I was like, wait, what? And I look at my mom and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you don't know about this? And she's like, no. So she called the landlord, and the landlord was like, yeah, so like this is what happened. He killed his wife, daughter, and himself.
Wow, bro.
Wow. Yeah, because in Florida, it's not, you don't have to disclose.
I had no idea. I thought you had. Yeah, I was like,
not in Florida. Some states you do have to disclose if there was a death. In Florida, you don't.
Her first response was, "We hired cleaners."
Cleaners?
Yeah, like you guys are good. We hired cleaners. We're like,
That's weird.
Yeah, and we were still getting mail from the guy, and my mom kept saying like, this house is messed up, like something's not right, and you just dismiss things like that. And then when she said that, that's it. Your brain opens up to like, what is that? And
that's wild.
Yeah, there's so many things that you don't even know happen in a property, in a location, like you just don't. It's not out there.
Yeah, a lot of people up north don't realize how crazy, especially South Florida, like Miami area. I mean, we got so many different cultures and people who practice different things like Santeria and voodoo and probably some other things. It doesn't come up off the top of my head, but it's pretty wild. I mean,
yeah,
we just have no like, what's the word? Historical preservation here, man.
That's the problem.
We have that, but like these people are so hungry to stack another high rise, bro, and make millions than to save an old building. Do you know who owns? I'm about to blow your mind. Do you know who owns the Anderson Corner?
Yeah.
Who?
The owner of Ball and Chain. That's the guy that just sued the city of Miami and won for $36 million.
Oh, really?
He bought it.
And his vision for that was to fix it and open it as like a bed and breakfast style place, but he just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the ice cream store next to Ball and Chain, Azúcar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used to live
haunted.
It's haunted.
It's haunted. Supposedly, like in the early 1900s, there's a well out there, and a little girl fell in the well and died. And even the people there that work there now,
oh really?
Say they like weird things happen there. Like I tried to see maybe if we can do an investigation. I tried to get in touch with the owners, but I went into the office, and this is like before I had my DR60, and I was in the office and I was doing an EVP session, and I got a voice of a little girl that said, "Please help me."
Wow.
It was really weird.
You would never know, man, where something like, I'm working on a place now, and the way I found this place, I'm driving and I stop at a light and I look at it and I'm like,
there's something going on there.
It looks old.
Yeah.
So I go on Google Maps, and what I do when I'm driving is I'll drop a pin on everything I see, and then I'll go back, get the address, and find the history on the building. Man,
that's how the old Davie Schoolhouse started. I used to work in downtown Fort Lauderdale. I used to drive by there every day, and I'm like, there's got to be something going on in that school. So one day, they had like a Halloween event, and they were calling it Paranormal Activity or something like that. And I thought it was like a ghost hunting event. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to bring my equipment. I'm going to go. And it wasn't. It was like for little kids. They like had it set up like a Halloween, a little haunted house inside. But guess who was there when I showed up? Earl and Marie. And they thought the same thing. So I told Marie, I go, watch, I'm going to get this place. We're going to do events here. And I went and talked to the lady, and she was like all sour and everything. She's like, this isn't the right time. And Marie's like, you're never going to get that place. And I'm like, yeah, well. So I went there during the day, and
that's how you find places.
Yeah. And I mean, even the houses in the back are super haunted. They're more haunted. They're more active than the school. It's crazy. It's just that your intuition. You got to follow your intuition.
Yeah.
I come to find out that this place I found, it opened as a morgue.
Oh wow.
Specifically for like the African American community in that time, and that's Jim Crow era, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
who knows how much that's
That like Liberty City in
and
the
then it
hood.
was like a small hospital, and then it closed down
Like
for
a
years.
clinic.
Then people moved in, and then like you could see, like from what you see, a lot of people moved in and out, and then now it's a store.
My mom wrote, I would see the guy. Like super nonchalant, I would see the guy in the house. My God.
Have you guys been to the Deering Estate?
We haven't. We're
Oh.
excited.
Well, I go there to fish all the
Yeah,
time in the
yeah.
back, but I've never been inside the house.
Crazy. Not even the house, even the grounds are haunted at night.
Yeah.
Well, there's a burial mound there. Have you
Yeah,
guys?
there is. I got
Yeah, there
EVPs on that mound. There's even other weird stuff out there. Like there's like, you know, that path that takes you out towards the burial mound.
Uh-huh.
If you go off the beaten path and go into the woods, one of the guys that works there, he's like, I forget his title. He's into like the nature and all that stuff. But he took us back there, and there was like a square cut out into the ground. Like someone like had a machine that did that. And then there was an inscription on the side of it of the what do you call it? The Mason, Freemason, the Freemason sign. You know, the Freemason sign.
Yes.
It had that inscription on the side of it. It was like really old, and like roots are coming out of it. The archaeologists from University of Miami, they found a saber-toothed tiger, a woolly mammoth there. Even like Native Americans that go back prehistoric. They found like 2 little girls recently that buried there.
You want to know something?
And it used to be a town.
There?
Yeah, it was called the town of Cutler. The only way you could get there, most people got there, was by boat. And they were like growing this root back in like in the late 1800s called Gunti. And then Flagler was supposed to build the railroad along the coast, but you know, that's prime property. So he built it further west.
Yeah,
so that was prime property. So he built it further out west, and then the town abandoned, and then Charles Deering bought the place. And the Richmond Cottage was the inn at the town of Cutler. And actually there was an old Cutler Inn that was there, but after Hurricane Andrew, it got destroyed. So the remaining pieces from the town of Cutler is the Richmond Cottage there on the Deering Estate. It goes back to like 1890.
So since we're talking about Miami and weird shit, what's up with that big circle that's like supposedly like prehistoric? It's like and it has like little
downtown
holes.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tequesta Indian.
Oh man, that's an Indian. So they were gonna start building. No, well, actually, the one they just found, if I'm not mistaken, they're gonna continue with the construction.
No, they did. What they did was
they made a glass.
They made like a glass cover, like of the archaeological site.
Down the street, there's another one with benches around it and everything. That's where Mike is saying the circle.
Yeah,
and that's a real legit mound there. That's a good. I've thought about investigating it, but just
noise.
But there's a better place in Brickell. Have you ever heard of the guy who has like the healing water under his house?
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. Yeah.
I went the other day and I drove by it and I stopped and everything. I stood at that gate and I was like,
I just
tag along. Did you ask for water?
I Googled it. I started right there in my car. And when I saw what it was, I was like, bro, I am so tempted to get down and ask this guy if I can investigate his house.
And that same dude is still there?
He's still there. The city keeps offering him millions for that property.
Yeah, he won't give up.
He's excavated the whole property.
And he's like a little bit crazy too, right?
Well, you know what the thing is? People say he's crazy, but he has found artifacts of Indians there.
Oh, yeah.
And like that water is like tested, and it's supposedly like
anything along the Miami River, there's got to be stuff. If you like this, like underneath all those buildings, you know how much stuff you would find. Even at the bottom of that river, it's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
There was a rapid, like, you know, water rapid in the Miami River, and they blew it up with dynamite.
There was?
Yeah, there were water rapids that flowed from the Everglades into Biscayne Bay.
There's a
pretty
little
wild.
rapido in the Aerojet. We saw it.
Yeah, the water flows
Little
through there,
river.
that canal. Yeah.
I looked at him. I was like, "Are we in North Carolina?" It's like a little.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting to that mark where the people that are on the KGRA digital broadcasting show that are listening to us are going to be moving on to the next show. And I just want to let those folks know that if they want to continue listening or watching our show, they can hop on the War Party Paranormal YouTube page. And for those of you that are into the paranormal, cryptids, UFOs, check out KGRA Digital Broadcasting Network. They have some amazing shows. And I think that's it, right? I took care of that my compliance for the night.
Fantastical.
All right, awesome. Now we can continue.
Can we say the F word now?
Now you can say whatever you want.
I kept saying it, and I was like, "Damn, I didn't."
No, you said it a few times, but Chanel will only have to beep it like one or twice, so that's not.
Yeah, no, but the voodoo thing is, I don't know if you guys have seen the part 2 of our video, but there's a part where we're sitting at like the seance table because the room has 4 mirrors and there's a Ouija board in the middle, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe Alex left this in the video because he's touching it and he's like,
shout out to him. Alex did great on that video.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy.
Alex, Gold Seekers, Texas. If anybody
Amazing.
here,
Very talented.
He's great.
And Steven's grabbing the board, and I'm in the video, and I'm like the whole time, like, what are you doing with the board? What are you doing with the board? Like, we're not doing the board.
I experienced something there that I've never. I kept finding myself like just completely lost. I'll turn on a voice recorder, knowing what I'm gonna ask her, like, like with a plan, and then
like hazy, right? And
like just completely, like stuck. And you see it in the video. Like we were in the like scrying room. It's a very tight room where it was the evidence closet.
Yeah, the locker.
They found a bloody pipe wrench in there. So he has 2 mirrors there, and I sat. The moment I sat in there, man, it felt weird. And then you see me like I'm like talking to the S box, and I just like if I had saliva in my mouth, I would have been drooling.
Oh my God, he did.
Like just crazy.
Yeah.
And at one point she's like, turn that off. She's like, I want to get out of here. And as I'm putting this shit was scary, dude. The way it played out. As I'm putting the volume down and it gets super low, it goes, he's coming.
Well,
I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
And I stop and you see me turn to her, and then she's so scared. So listen, half of the things I went
What's
through.
wrong with you, Mela?
No, what?
No, I'm just teasing. Just the way he's saying it.
I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. When that happens, you see in the video, I'm looking at her and I'm like, this shit just said he's coming, and I was putting it down. And that's when she was like, yo, let's get
Let
the
me
fuck
defend myself. I was badass the whole day. Okay.
No, she was.
We went to the jail where we were permitted to go in through a little hole in the fence. Okay. I was good walking the whole jail. We get there, we do the walkthrough, and I'm fine. I'm actually the one filming, by the way. I'm proud of myself. And we did the interview we have the interview with the lady that actually worked there, which was amazing, Allison. And everything was fine. I was super cool. There's even there's a part where the guy's like, oh, they like women, they touch women. And I'm like, oh, I'm from Miami. I'm used to that shit, I'm like being like, oh, whatever. They leave, right? Mm-hmm. We leave to Walmart and we do an abandonment, right? Like we leave everything running. We come back, the music box is playing. Steven sets up, he already did B-roll, and he's like, hey, come take a picture. And the moment I go take a picture of him, it was like, I don't even, like, something just fucking, like, I don't even know how to explain. Like, I wanted to throw up. That has never happened to me. Really? It was this feeling of like, dude, just sick, get out of here. I don't want you here. Like, and I'm taking the picture and I'm like, this guy, like, how many pictures do I have to take? Right. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm like, I just want to get, and he looks at me and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I want to go outside. And he's like, we
literally did that investigation in parts because she was just like, I need to stop.
But I was fine the whole time.
and I'm on fire, dude. My adrenaline is going. I'm out there, and then she's like, "Oh, we need to take a break." I'm like, well, "Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, dude? We're like,
Yeah.
It's getting hot.
Yeah. That's
Dude, it was just like a thing, and then it just like it I don't know if you guys have gone through this. I don't know if anybody that's watching has gone through this. It was like I wanted to throw up and like leave, like leave, get out.
I felt nauseous before.
Yeah, like just get out of here.
Are you sensitive?
I mean, like I've told Jen and Mondo, I'm like, I do, like I feel, I don't want to say I'm a sensitive because I don't want to open that door. I don't want to see shit.
Right.
I like the REM pod.
Maybe you're feeling what someone was experiencing at that jail.
You know what I
well,
mean?
someone told her when she was young, somebody in that religion told her, you have a gift.
I don't want to sit here and be like,
what religion?
Yeah, I was telling Jen and Mondo about that.
Well, that guy did Santeria.
Yeah, I had an Elegua.
Oh, okay.
I had an Elegua. We had everything. Like my stepfather was, about that. Like they were deep in it. But I don't want to open that door of like just, you know what I mean? I'm happy with the REM pod and the EVPs. And
is there something that you've learned from Santeria, like your family, like being into that you've taken into the paranormal investigating, maybe for like protection or something like that?
So my family's not into it. It was my stepdad with my mom. He got me when I was 6.
Okay.
My grandfather's a Freemason.
Okay.
And my grandmother was just like, I'm gonna put a cup of water on top of the fridge because, like, it cleanses the house. That's it. They were.
Oh yeah, my mother's Ecuador. My grandmother was Ecuadorian. She would like have all these herbs and stuff. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
She fills the cup,
her candles.
And I throw it out. I throw it out, and she'll come like a month later. You see, I told you they drink the water, and I'm like, dude, I threw.
Did you learn anything from your stepdad, or you weren't around that when you were younger? The Santeria.
No, I didn't grow. Yeah, my grandfather was like, do good, and good will come to you. Do right, help.
Okay.
Every day do a good deed.
He was amazing.
Just very like.
That's how Miami was discovered by Masons. It was developed by Masons.
Yeah, and he was a very quiet guy. My family came in the 60s.
Is he still alive?
No, he passed away.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Have you ever been to the temple over there in Miami? It has the gargoyles on the corner.
No, I've seen them. I know what you're talking about.
I heard the attic up there is wild.
Where's that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's right by the Miami River. Do you know?
It's a Masonic temple.
Yeah, there's a Masonic temple. Has gargoyles on the 4 corners of the building.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then across the street from it is it's like an old fort, like from when the army was here before it was even a city. I forget what it was called. Fort Dallas. Fort Dallas is there.
Mela's mom writes in the comments. She goes, "Your grandmother was the biggest witch."
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my mom gets with this guy, and he's into the religion, hardcore.
Yeah.
And it was like, my mom's with him, and you see shit you've never seen. It's basically like what we do paranormal investigation to see shit and try to like, oh my God, like how, So my mom sees things that are not, it's not a REM pod going off because they literally want to get possessed. That's like their goal, right? And now all of a sudden my mom and this guy are like into it, and we're into it, and I'm a kid. And
your mom will be the next guest on the War Party Paranormal show.
What's funny is we were on a podcast, and I was saying the story of like my childhood, and I'm like, well, they used to celebrate birthday. They would throw birthday parties for these saints, right? They're not like the Virgin Mary. It's none of that. It's like, these different types of saints. They would throw these like birthday parties, like legit. And I would invite my friends, and they're like, whose birthday it is? And I'm like, hello, like the thing on the table. And
you're like,
oh, okay, I got you.
What is that?
I'm telling my mom the story. I'm like, Mom, I was on a podcast and I said about the thing on the table. She's like,
maybe they don't know what that word she keeps saying in Legos is. Do you guys know what that is?
No. It's Legos. It's a
no,
what?
listen to this, and in like
What is it?
the religion term,
It's
What is
it's
that?
the way they understand it. It's a possessed item.
He's so
It's the spirit of a little kid in there. It's a possessed coconut.
It's not the coconut's not possessed.
It's possessed, dude. Like,
well, I
It's
remember
so-
I used to have a buddy of mine when I was a kid, and he was Cuban, and his family was in Little Havana. We used to hang out there all the time. And I remember the mom used to always say, like, stay away from the neighbor's house, it's Santeria, whatever. I remember there were like all these weird like shells and stuff, and we were like looking at them. What's those?
you
Well,
probably see a lot of that in the Ridge too.
Well, I worked
Right?
I worked in Fort Lauderdale in my old office. I stepped outside and there was a chicken with no head and 2 cups of blood.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know what was going on there, but me being from Florida, I've always been very curious about like what is it, because everybody's so secretive about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to like do an episode or do something where I could find somebody that was like, even if I
want to
had
go to a
blur,
Santero store.
so even if I had to like blur out people's faces or something, but just to get to explain it, to explain what it is to the layman, like the people that don't know, like, you know, I don't know anything about it. We always just told stay away from it. It's, you know, and that was it.
Yeah, the people from up north that are in this chat that don't know what the heck we're talking about. Basically, Santeria is like what? It was like a mixture of the African culture when they were slaves that they brought from Africa to the Caribbean, and it all blended in throughout the hundreds of years.
And basically
There's different types too, right?
I was telling my mom the story about that. I was like, Mom, I was telling him about the birthday parties, and she's like, and like it's okay. And I'm like, Mom, that's not.
Well, look, the medium that we took to the Anderson, he's
Santero. He's
really big in that.
Yeah.
And he always like this guy doesn't. He's not a sensitive. This guy.
So you know what? Because here's an idea, right? I was talking to Eric about this. I wanted to do an episode, like a Paraflix episode, where we can get somebody to do a Santeria stuff, and we could do a paranormal investigation around to see if anything triggers.
That was our intention.
Would they allow that, or would that be considered disrespectful?
No, he's down for it. But look what happened.
Yeah, check this out.
He's not a sensitive. He sees them like standing there. He'll be like, it's right there. I'm looking at him.
Yeah, like clairvoyant. Yeah.
He's looking at me, and then he goes, I'm like, you know what's crazy? That we're not getting no activity tonight. And he goes, oh, but I'll tell you why we're not getting activity. So he has 2 spirits that are always with him. They're
they protect him.
So one is his doll that he has back in Cuba that was given to him, and she's called a gitana.
No, it's a gitana, yeah.
And then he has another one that's a male. And then he's like, my spirits, I guess, are
overpower
everything in that location down because they're protecting him. Bro, it was like a completely different vibe the moment that guy walked in there.
We were excited.
See, and that's funny. I was gonna say, because that's funny, because what you say there is what like a psychic medium, like an average psychic medium that's not, you know, into that type of religion or they have the same thing. They call them spirit guides.
Yeah,
you know. And that's like when they're doing tarot cards or things like that, you know, that's supposedly their spirit guides that are with them are helping them communicate through the cards or through different things, and they say that they're there to protect them. So it's very similar, but in different cultures and different everything. You know, it's very similar but different. You know, it's weird, right? Like how would that something to that?
Yeah, I was there with the Xbox doing an investigation before, and this thing was basically giving me directions through the place. I have that video up too. And I get to a corner and I'm like, are you here? And it goes, right. Like telling me it was there. This was mind blowing. When we went to this guy, he goes upstairs, he walks to the other room, walks to the other one, goes straight to that corner and goes, he's right there.
Yeah.
And I go, what? He goes, the bad presence here is standing right there. And when he said that, look, I got goosebumps right now. When he said that, I didn't even know what to do that night because I was so mind blown.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just insane. This is too much.
Yeah.
The video came out bad because the whole time I'm like this. Like just I wasn't.
Mind you, he doesn't speak English.
He don't speak English.
He's been here for like 2 years.
We got a couple translators right there.
But does he get scared of that when he sees something like that?
No, he's super
Like,
And then
nonchalant.
since he sees that, and then he had never seen equipment, he was so he loved it. Like that guy was like, please, I beg you, whenever you go to one of these things, please take me with you.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
because we explained to him, I was like, listen, this is what I want to do. Like, we investigate, we use technology, right? We want to use you, and we want to mix it together. We want to see the reaction.
Old world with the new world.
Right. And it was more him just like overpowering everything, like telling us like the guy's not from here. The guy comes here, which is legit 100%. The story of the location.
He goes from there to a farm.
And we're like,
which is his house.
What the fuck? Like, how does this, and it was wild. And
yeah, like maybe like during one of the a ritual or something too, to see if you can get EVPs during the ritual.
He took candles.
He took
and
stuff.
I was the one that was like,
Yes,
no. Listen, like, we're not doing this shit right now. I'm not ready.
What was he doing? Candles?
And he's not there, man.
He took his stuff. He took his stuff.
That guy was. He was ready. To,
yeah, we got millimeters.
I wanted
to
after. I wanted to keep something, right? And when he saw that I wanted, he's like, "Oh, you can't, you cannot take anything, bro." Like he had a heart attack. This guy ran outside.
When we leave,
and
he
then
gave us candy.
He's like, "Open your hands," and he threw candy into our hands, and he's like, "Just throw it at the house." And he started throwing candy all over the outside of the house as offerings to them. So like they're not mad at us for going in there. He's
wow.
Like, the amount of respect this guy has for whatever, it's crazy.
Was it like a Three Musketeers or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup?
No, it was teasing. I'm teasing. Cuban honey
like
candy.
That little.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. It has to be Cubano, right?
You get like a little.
I had one, and he was looking at me like, "Dude, did you really just eat that, bro? What's wrong with you?"
That's not for you.
I'll go and I'll bring pastelitos. How about that?
Pastelitos, yes.
Yeah, the guava.
We're taking beer and stuff, but yeah, that's exactly what Mike was saying. That's exactly what we wanted to do, and it was very like short notice, and we just wanted to see the vibe. And then it was like, listen,
he nailed it, dude. It was crazy how he don't even know English, so he can't even go read the history of this place because it ain't in Spanish on the Anderson,
Yeah.
So man, that was wild. Like I had just completely stunned.
Mike, wake up!
I'm awake. I'm Googling something. I was looking down.
This girl.
He was looking at his keyboard. He's like,
no, I'm trying to remember.
We should bring him to Ortona, the burial mounds.
Oh, that guy would.
Don't tell him anything about it.
Oh my god!
I mean, there was a half moon mound right there on the cemetery in the early 1900s. They dug it up to build roads.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And we see shadow figures there all the time. I mean,
you guys understand Spanish, right?
No, he's.
I understand, but I speak bad. Yo hablo gringo.
Yeah, he don't talk English. That would be cool for you guys to see that.
English. He doesn't talk English.
I
put the ghost tube in Spanish.
Like, really?
Oh my god, he were amazed. They were walking around that place with that thing.
And he was amazed. Like, because it's like proper Spanish, but we talk like Cuban ghetto Spanish. So he's like, what is
Castellano.
No. He was like, what is that?
There's a show. Have you guys ever seen it called Dark Tourist?
Oh yeah, on Netflix, right?
And he goes to Mexico, and he kind of like infiltrates like in the Santa Muerta, like to find out what's going on, like what it's really about, and all this thing, and they're like worshiping death, and it was actually really cool. And ever since I seen that, I was like, man, I really want to do something like that.
I have a friend that does that in real life, like. He has
Tell him I'll pay for his way to go to Chichen Itza.
Amazing.
I'll pay him to go to Chichen Itza in Cancun, and we go on top of the pyramid and see what he can do.
As a matter of fact, the videos that I have that we have on the page, I don't know if you've seen them. It's like one of those, what is it, like security cameras? I don't know if you saw the videos.
Oh, the security camera footage from Cuba.
That everything was like
that was in his backyard.
That's his.
Where the thing, yeah.
Well, this is the story, right? That's his house in Cuba. His mom lives there currently, and his mom calls him because on the side there's like a closet, and
that happened for a reason.
That's his altar, right? Like in the closet, that's his altar. My mom's Ane dice cuando, and his mom, I guess, like put something in that closet. She wasn't supposed to, and
And it flew open. The door flew open, right?
No, the chair was like back. And
oh,
then
the chair, yeah, the chair.
Water, and then like just like the closet door open, but it was another closet, another little closet. And I go to my mom's house, and he's there, and I'm telling him like, oh, we investigated this place, we investigated there, and he's like, oh, as a matter of fact, he's like, my mom's been calling me because she thinks that there's burglars, because since he lives in America and he buys her things, they
sends it back. Yeah.
Right. So she's freaking out. So I sent over security cameras and I installed them. And look at this. He's like, oh, look at, like I captured. No, he's telling me the story. And I'm like, but wait, is it on camera? And he's like, yeah, like super nonchalant. He's like, look. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is the shit that we're spending thousands of dollars to
trying to do, right?
And I'm like, oh, and he's like,
tell him why it's happening.
Yeah, well, so she put something in that closet that she wasn't supposed to put because that's his stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm, the moment I saw it, I was like, dude, whatever she put in there is trying to get to it, like that's what it looks like. You look at the video.
Somebody put a bad spirit into an item and told them, hey, you have to take this somewhere and get rid of it. That person took it to his mother, and his mother grabbed that item with bad energy and put it with his spirits in the cabinet.
Yeah, in the cabinet. It came from a
They'd be fighting. You see, like
they're fighting. Like, let me in. Like you see the video, and I'm like, can I get the video? And he's like, yeah. But he actually called his mom when he saw it. He was like, oh, it's cats. Like it's cats. Because at the end of the video, you see her. She opens the door, like because she's hearing all this shit. The bucket falls or whatever. So I'm like, what did you do? He's like, oh, I went over there and I figured out there was something in the closet, and that's it. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Whatever was attached to that,
in that house
either wanted it back, like because it was locked in there, or the other spirits were like, yo, get this thing out of here. Like this is not its home. Like,
yeah.
See, that's what's so interesting to me. Like in certain cultures, it's just normal. It's not paranormal. It's normal.
Listen, you want to hear the crazy part? After she put that in there, he tells me a story. His mom had a party for these Santos, and while they were doing it, they saw black shadows dancing on the roof.
Oh yeah.
Everybody left, and they told her, "We're never doing one of these things in your house again."
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
How does such a big group of people see that, acknowledge it, and all run out of the house together?
Yeah. And that's where it goes back to like, okay, I gotta see that.
That's
like,
why I don't.
For me to believe that, I gotta see it.
I don't like that stuff. That shit really scares the hell out of me, bro. Yeah. Like I don't even like to talk about it. I'm talking about it now, but I don't.
But
even
as a child, like we would have this thing called misas, which is now that I'm older and I'm like awake. It's basically like
Look, summoning. I guess he's watching. He says, "When are we going?"
It's like a gathering to summon these spirits and call them into, because they supposedly tell you about you and what's gonna happen and all this.
Like a seance.
Yeah, they possess your body and it's. I mean, I was a child. Like I've seen this. I've been a part of it. It was so normal to me. This was so like. I mean, my mom's on. I'm sure she'll be like, yeah, and like it was so to see this. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I like try to block it out. I'm like, okay, no, we're not doing that. Or that's not going to be in the house. Like, I would never put my kids through that.
Yeah.
Because that's not right. Because at the end, it's not good shit, like.
Do you guys do anything to cleanse yourself or anything?
Jen and Mondo actually are always on our ass about that because they sage and Palo Santo and we just go home.
No, I do about 70% of the time, but like I do it more because
I never do it.
And everybody has their opinion. I'm sure.
I think it's your frame of mind. I think it's how you go into it.
If you like don't believe that stuff could happen to you and you have that strong will, it's not like, first of all these YouTube videos now that you see demons, bro, that shit is not real, bro.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there might be a demon out there, but the chances
It's
of
very
you
rare.
encountering it, it's not gonna happen, dude. Leave the
Go play the
story.
lotto.
Not gonna.
Yeah, that's what I tell him. I'm
Like,
like
these demons that you think you encountered were probably a human before,
an
you know,
old
like
grouchy guy.
grouchy or mad, bro. The guy's
Yeah.
mad, man. He's mad.
And they're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
he's scared. He thinks I'm a demon.
Or
I'm
they're
gonna get
just
him more scared.
secretly- They're trying to scare you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
feed
tell him
off
all the
negative
time, I'm
energy
like,
and
you
fear.
can't open your mind to believe that you're gonna bring something back home. Why? Because your mind will believe you brought something back home.
No, it's your state of
know?
mind.
Yeah.
You guys go into it with no fear. Nothing can happen to me. But like, if you're
I'm
like,
not-
oh my God, something's going to get attached to me, and you leave, like,
Well, I do
something
believe
will.
like you can get attachments, but not a demon attachments, you know? Like
yeah, I mean, it could, but it's very rare.
it could. No, I'm not saying it doesn't, but like now a lot that I see is everything they encounter is a demon.
Yeah,
You know, it's like
yeah, I know. Well, that brings people into
It
watch.
it scares people and it gets views, you know. So
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to do, you know. And that's one thing that we make sure that we do is you know, we stay credible, you know, by calling it out, calling it what it is. Like you said, and I say this before, if you're an asshole in your life, you're probably going to be an asshole in your afterlife, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially if you're
Oh,
stuck
that is-
here.
that's like the perfect way to say it. That's so true, bro. If he was a grumpy
Yeah, like,
old
why
man,
would I be nice
what makes
now?
you think he's gonna come out chipper on your EVP, dude? You're
Exactly, right?
you're sitting on his lap. You don't even know if he's in that chair right now. Dude.
I know, right?
Asking questions. You ain't Santa.
You're welcome.
I ain't Santa. Get off my lap.
Yeah. No. But I tell him that shit all the time. I'm like, and I appreciate like Jen and Mondo, dude, they are so on point. They, you know, they got their stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know, but yeah, no, we don't. I mean, I hear stories and I feel bad for the people that
you never know what can happen because you don't really understand it completely. No, I don't think a lot of people will ever be able to understand it perfectly.
Back then, you used to hear of like exorcism. There's a whole university in like, isn't it Italy or something like that? Like this shit is real.
Yeah,
back in the day, there was a lot. I mean, is it because
a Catholic priest, I believe, has to go to school?
But like, why do you not see that now?
Cross the Line Paranormal says he releases a demon after dinner every day.
I bet he does.
After Taco Bell, for sure.
James is releasing some demons during that Delco session in that jail.
Oh,
it's real hot too.
I grew up in a church, right? And I asked the pastor when I was little, me just wrecking the church. You know, he's like, "You can't be in this room." And I asked him, it was me and my brother. And I was like, "What is this?" And he's like, "You guys really want to know?" And this guy wouldn't lie to us, you know. Right. He was like, "Oh, we used," and my sisters might still be here. She might have been there. He was like, "Oh, like I'm gonna tell you guys something. You know, we used to like exorcism," and I was like, "What? Mm-hmm. Like you actually did one?" And he goes, "We've only done one, and supposedly in the middle of it, like you know those church benches." The guy broke through the door. Like I can't see my pastor lying to me like this, though. That's why, like anybody else, I would, you know. And that the guy jumped on the first bench and was skipping 4 at a time. Bah, 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 ran out the front of the church. They never saw him again.
I would die.
They never saw him again. Like it sounds crazy, bro. Those stories, it sounds so crazy.
Unfortunately, you never. Unfortunately, you guys never got to meet Tim Yancey. He was like our pastor for the team. He would do cleansings and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he even did. Yeah, he even did exorcisms as well. He worked with Ed and Lorraine Warren. He was really close with them. But yeah, he passed away like a year ago. Amazing person. You would have learned a lot from him.
But yeah, they do still do exorcisms. There's still exorcism. That's what this pendant around my neck is. It's Saint Benedict, and that's what this emblem is what they use to keep evil away during exorcisms. And they just kind of fly under the radar, you know, because they're very secretive about it. They don't want to be in the spotlight, things like that. But Dave Giuliano, that owns the Ghost Hunter store, he's a demonologist, and he's been part of exorcisms and a lot of things. Bishop James Long. He's been on Ghost Adventures. He's an exorcist as well.
Yeah, he has a show on the KGRA Digital Podcasting Network.
Yeah,
so
this is like 2-3 hours long.
It's just like,
I saw that episode it goes on.
War Party has done probably countless residential cases, and Scotty has even said too that I think she's come across maybe one thing that she could possibly be very dark, and not even for sure if it was demonic.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. I do believe that there is such things out there, because without darkness there is no light. But I think a majority of the time it's like you said, a grumpy ghost. Even Patty Negree posted that the other day. I shared it. She said
I saw that also. Yeah, she put that.
Yep. So
and it's crazy to say, because a lot of the people it's all a business. I know that. But a lot of the people that she does videos with are a lot of the ones doing that.
Yeah.
But
there a lot of them are entertainers too.
Man, all the stuff, any type of paranormal episode she touches, man, is amazing. She's
awesome. Yeah. She really knows her stuff.
That Delco she did blew my mind away. That was like
I saw an episode of her on Ghost Adventures where he put her in the haunted museum with the bad witch. Did you see that? And they were standing in front of each other, just doing their thing with their hands. And I was looking at this like, yo, what are it's crazy. Like they feel through their hands. Like those are their
feet.
Yeah.
The whole time during the Delco, she was like this the whole time.
Yeah, she's standing there looking at the bad one, and the bad one's looking at her. And she's like, what are you doing in here?
We went to the haunted museum. We went down there to the basement.
The haunted museum oh my God, that place.
What season was that? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Ghost Adventures.
You remember the
recent?
No, I don't remember the season, but I'm trying to think. It was like timeline, like right
in the beginning.
The museum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right when he purchased it. Okay.
He called them in. He called the bad one in to do to conjure bad stuff, and then he told Patty to just go down there. So this lady was down there doing her thing, and then here comes the good witch, and they're both you could see the tension through the screen.
So
it was like
an MMA fight of witches.
Yeah.
It was cool, bro.
They were cornered up, and she's like,
and Zach is there with the camera, just all up in their face.
Yeah.
Right. Before the fight, like a boxing match, both the boxers will be in front of the crowd on stage, and they'll be talking smack. It was like that.
But she was on though. Patty was like, what have you done? And the other one's like, none of your fucking business.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what's happening? And then we went after. We walked in there and we're like,
Look what somebody wrote, Mike. That's a good question. Curious, do you think the pendants affect the ghost hunts? Possibly experience less activity during an investigation?
I always thought that. I used to always wear these bracelets of stones for protection. And I'm like, maybe if I wear those, maybe I'm not going to get as much activity. Maybe it's going to repel that.
I don't believe it does, because it's still, this is the ward off evil, so I don't think it'll affect trying to communicate with ghosts or things like that.
So far.
Yeah. And I've even tried that. I've tried investigating without it. But it's symbolism. It's still, just having it is the same as having a tattoo with symbolism. This is a tiki mask, to ward away evil spirits. That's what they were originally designed for, all those masks and everything. So no, I feel like, it's just something that I feel helps protect me, and it's just what I feel. But it hasn't really hindered my investigations at all. I mean, Eric?
No, and if you remind if you go in there and they just want to mess with you, they will just mess with you. There's nothing that's gonna stop that from happening. Forget it.
Well, it's funny because there's a video clip that I have out that it was Joe and we were doing the Estes method at the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, and we started getting responses: demon, devil, I'll kill you, and all these really.
It was trying to scare us.
Yeah.
And I said, you know, and I was conducting the session, and I said, listen, I ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna scare me. You know, this is man to man. Talk to me. If you want to talk to me, you could talk to me. Otherwise, we're gonna close this down, and you ain't gonna be able to say shit. So if you want to talk to me, then we could talk and knock that shit off, because it's not gonna scare us out of here.
Dude, that's exactly how
all of a sudden, it turned like
I'm like keep on talking like that. I'm like, damn it, Mike. Now it's gonna be all good.
You tell him, Mike, because I ain't. You tell him.
But you should see it. Like I put the video on Facebook, and it got like a lot of views, like a lot, and like I don't even know. Like I think it had like 20,000, 30,000 views, and it had like and there was a ton of comments, and all the comments were like, "This is fake. This is staged. This is fake," and all this stuff. Yeah, and it was just an Estes method.
Well, Joe is sensitive, so I could imagine he's gonna pick up more than what he hears through those.
Oh yeah.
If he's being spoken to, you know, I mean, I assume that's how it would work, no?
And and I
even affected physically too.
And I've known Joe prior to War Party. You know, his wife and my fiance are best friends. That's how I met Joe. And I know he's an honest guy. Like, he would never bullshit. Like, and right. Yeah, in the beginning, when he would say, like, he would see certain things, I'd be like, come on. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around it, because I'm not like that. You know, I can't see it. So, but now I'm like, damn right, dude. Like, if Joe sees something, I'm like, all right, where? I'm going. Like, let's go, you know?
Yeah, that's how you caught that one shadow figure, right?
A couple of them. I caught one in Ledgeworth the same way.
Yeah, I was like, I see something over there, and Mike starts panning that way, and sure enough, he captures a shadow figure.
That's wild. Yeah, he's done that to us a few times where he's like
very, very talented.
That's insane. Yeah. No, but I definitely I mean after this experience at this jail, we underestimated the jail 100%, because nobody. I think we were the 5th.
Jenny gets a lot of shit too.
Yeah, I think we were like, oh yeah, Jenny feels a lot too. She's like to the left. I'm like, what? Yeah, we
it's cool to like maybe have all these people that have these abilities, and everybody investigates a different way. Everybody is more into other things, and when you
We're
put
very
all
diverse,
it's very cool, man, because everybody investigates differently, and nobody's wrong really. Because if you look at this,
thank you, Yvette. I'm gonna look that up.
None of this evidence is concrete. Like, you don't know if what's coming through on an EVP is really an EVP. You don't know if your REM pod is going. Why? Because you can't test it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all of this together is when you could say,
yeah, you put it all.
It's everything coming in together to be proving evidence.
We in the second part of the video, we thought we had gotten an EVP, and it wasn't until we looked back at the footage, because since we have different camera angles.
I was so mad, bro.
Yeah, it was me that I moved my feet.
And it sounded like Get Out.
Yeah.
And it sounded like that Get Out you get on DR60s. I was mind blown out. I started sweating. Yeah,
we debunked it in the video, but
yeah, man, it was her shuffling.
We were like, what?
That's why I'm like such a spaz about being so super quiet. Like, that's why I get like.
She won't do that again.
No. Yeah. Shut up. The only reason why I moved was because he goes like, I swear, he's like that, and I'm like,
I saw
what?
something.
You know, and he's looking him back on me, so I'm like, I turn with the camera, and then I turn back. But why the fuck you gotta make that face?
You know what I got that EVP session too, and it didn't make it to the video. I don't know what I asked, and I've gotten this before, but not like this. Like, I've gotten, you know how when you feel like it sounds like tapping. Tap, tap, tap.
You guys got in that?
I got tapping. It said tap, tap, tap. And then it was 2 taps that sounded like metal on metal. It goes thump, thump, thump. And then it went ding, ding. I was like, this is all in the same EVP session as the preview.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, yo,
sometimes like if we're hearing tapping, we'll do different things. Like if I knock, like, what, you know, and then can you knock after? Or if you say like, you know, you do the shave and a haircut thing, you know.
Yeah.
Can you finish that? And you hear, you know, see if you can get responses that way. You know, go back to the old school, right? Not all the equipment. See if they can knock for you. Ask if they can do it again. Different things. But yeah, when that stuff starts lining up, and it's not just a one-off thing, you know, because it could be, you know, these are old buildings. You know, they're creaky. They settle. You know, if you hear one little creak or crack, you know, it's not always something.
Wait,
but if you get
you get an opportunity to investigate with Scotty and Zap, like they're old school, you'll learn a lot.
they're awesome. We've learned so much from them.
They're more like sit back and chill. Like we're gonna
exactly
just come to us.
Especially Zap. He doesn't want anything to do with social media. He's happy just being by himself,
he's
messing
so
around
cool.
with
I
equipment.
met him outside of the private yesteryear,
Yeah.
and he wanted to give me some REM pod. I was like, hey, what is that right there? And he brought it out and he was explaining to me. He said, here, you can have it. I was like, no. And like, I felt so bad taking it, but he's like, take it, like it's free. And I'm like, no. Like,
he's awesome. He's a really good dude.
He was, bro. He like in detail, like answered my question, and he was cool. That's the only
that
time
that guy has probably done more residentials than anybody that I've ever talked to.
Cool,
yeah, a lot of people like that are here in the chat, like half our team, you probably won't even see them like on social media or on YouTube. All they want to do is just residentials. That's all they care about, is going out, helping people, experiencing different things.
Yeah.
That's like the main goal of War Party Paranormal, is helping people and doing the residential cases.
Yeah, when we started, he was like, get this, get that, and like, run over here, and we gotta get this, and we gotta get, and I'm like, dude, just chill. You know, like let's sit and let it come to us. Because you know, he fishes. Like that's what he does for a living, right? Like he does charters and like he fishes.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, you're like, okay, let's change the bait. Let's do this. Let's the line.
Exactly.
It's very similar to
fishing.
It is.
Yeah, you're lying in the water. You're just waiting to see what you get.
You know, and I'm just like, just chill.
But you know what? That comes with time. That comes with time.
And now he's got, like now we're more like, okay, let's sit here. I mean, because we've come to the conclusion that these were people, you know, once they were in human form, they were here. You don't go into somebody's house and be like, what's up? You know, like you build a relationship.
Unless it's a house in Miami. Unless it's a house in Miami.
Yeah, my
you can just bust right in there. Make sure you bring food though.
I got Cuban coffee.
Exactly.
Yeah, Miami houses are different, but up north, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was a good time, and we have a future.
Well, we're getting towards the end of the show, and this is where you can just
tell people where they can find you.
Your job.
Yep. Just promote yourself like crazy.
Well, you can find us on Instagram. We're mostly on Instagram. Black Smoke _paranormal. On YouTube, Black Smoke _paranormal. We don't do much on TikTok and stuff, but that's mainly where we are on, and mostly on Instagram.
We got to message Ghost Dad to show us the TikTok.
JP.
Oh, JP, yeah.
He's killing it on TikTok. He's like a superstar.
And everybody on here, please, Alex, Ghost Seeker Texas. He's done so much for us, man. With these last videos, if you guys can, please go follow him. The kid is
he's good.
Great.
Yeah, Ghost Seekers Texas. Go check him out on YouTube. His work's amazing.
Yeah.
Go like and subscribe.
And most of all, War Party Paranormal.
There you go.
Black Smoke Paranormal too.
30 people under it.
Yeah.
So.
And 3 Paranormal, John and Mondo, they're amazing. They're the ones that they became friends with us first, and they're so nice.
Yeah, we got a very talented team. Everyone has their own little things going on. You got Joe with Floor Weirda. Say that like 5 times real fast, right?
Yeah, it's super cool to see all the different, like, if you look at it, it is a lot of different things going on.
We heard his podcast driving back from the Black.
It's amazing, right?
He's good.
I heard every single episode.
He goes,
He's a good storyteller. We even got rock stars on our team. We got Ernesto Paez with Modern Mimes. He's out on tour. Check him out.
With him.
Yeah. We got Franny Supernatural Eyes. She's coming out with an episode in September.
She has a new video coming out.
Yeah. And who else? Did I leave anybody out? JP, we talked about him.
Yeah, the Haunted Files.
The
Haunted Files. Yeah, I was going to get there.
It's a good team. It's a very different
Very
dynamic.
talented.
Investigations, and I noticed that when we did the Gold Coast, I noticed how everybody has a different style. You know, that's
I know a lot of people weren't there.
Yeah.
What's that?
A
lot
of
of people weren't there.
so
Yeah.
There's still more to see.
You guys are going to Old Davie, right?
Yeah, I want to see how everybody, all the different ways of investigating. I love that.
Well, that's what I wanted to do. Like starting off at a Gold Coast, I wanted you to hang out with me, and then I was thinking maybe if Scotty can make it down for Old Davie, you can hang out with her. You know, hang out with Mike. Mike wasn't there.
I love that. I love learning. I love sitting back and watching. Like that's my shit right there. Like I love that.
There you go.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for coming. It was a great time. And guys, if you want to follow any of my personal content, the easiest way is if you go to my website, it's flaparanormalresearcher.com. It has links out to all my social media. I have a blog post there where I'll put stuff on there as well. Talk about the upcoming episodes of the Haunted Files, different things of that nature. Also, if you want to follow War Party Paranormal and warpartyparanormal.com, we have a list of all the newest events coming up for the season. We're going to be pretty busy coming this spooky season coming up for Halloween. So we're going to be pretty busy at doing some events. And Eric, what you got for us?
No, you pretty much said everything.
You say
that. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. Okay. So more importantly, if you guys are local, come see us at our events. We got 2 coming up just around the corner. We got the Old Davie Schoolhouse, August 25th. And then the night after, we'll be at Yesteryear Village in West Palm Beach. And if you come to our event, you might be able to meet Black Smoke Paranormal as well.
So excited.
That's right. And then we'll be in full force. I mean, September, October, November, we're going to be at Old Davie. Well, we said Old Davie. We're going to be at Gold Coast Railroad Museum. We're doing a school event at the Deering Estate and possibly a public event with the paranormal equipment and everything. Where else?
We're going to be at the Heard Opera House for the paranormal convention on the 12th. It'll be Eric and I representing the Haunted Files and War Party.
Yep.
Oh, we should take on Nate. I should take my cousin to one of the events.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
it.
Come on.
I should take him.
Yeah. Bring your mom too.
My mom would love it.
So I mean, check us out. Also don't forget to check out the Haunted Files. Again, we have that discount code, the Haunted Files 25. You get 25% off the annual subscription. And Mike and I are working hard on season 2, which is going to be better than season 1. And we're also going to have the first one coming out for a Halloween special. And then my personal stuff, you can follow me at Ghost Hunter South Florida on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And more importantly, if you people are nearby, maybe even in Florida, if you know someone that needs help with the paranormal, that's what we do. We're non-for-profit. We don't charge for it. And just go to our website and reach out to us. We're very responsive on our messages because I'm the one that's checking them. So, yeah, if you need help or you know someone that needs help, a lot of people don't know who to go to. We're the people. So I think I got everything.
You did it.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
And seeing us.
Thank you again.
Thanks for everyone in the chat, especially those that are new. And thank you, Mela and Steven.
And guys, don't forget to make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. It means a lot to us, and it gets our content out there to more people so we can spread awareness. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody who joined, definitely.
We will see you guys next week.
Later.